Mic check, mic check. What's up, everybody? Sensei here, and I have some news for y'all. That's why I got the big old news microphone here. And you know, the crazy part is the wind doesn't start blowing until I start to film. But anyway, the show must go on. So, what's up, everybody? Just a quick update on where I am in this EUC world. I definitely have some news for everybody. And I have some notes. I always keep a little note card here so I don't get sidetracked. And I'm trying not to make this video too long. So, because I don't want to have to make two videos because I have an idea for another one, but that's beside the point. So I'm going to try to keep this short. So please bear with me. Hope everyone's having a great day. So anyway, without further ado, let's get this underway. So the first thing I want to do is just talk about the EUC community, right? The EUC community is phenomenal. And I remember before I got into this stuff, and I was up late one night, just, surfing through YouTube, and I got tired of playing my Xbox. I flipped on YouTube, and in my feed popped up Chooch Tech's video of him on his EUC, blazing down the sidewalk on his commute, and with a cup of coffee in his hand, just doing his thing in a suit. And I was like, wow, I got to get one of these things. And then I just start watching just different videos from, different riders, Marty and EVX and U-Stride, Afiz K, Cali Dad, V, Black Cobra. I mean, the list is just goes on and on. There's some great channels out there, and the community is phenomenal, And I think one of the main things that attracted me to this whole, I call it the electric unicycle realm, is that everyone comes together for the common cause, and it's just riding. Ride, get better, buy new wheels. It's just the whole community. It's just fantastic. And if you take and you look at what's going on in the world today, people can't get along for nothing, man. Look what's going on. Everyone's at each other's throats. And I'm looking at the EUC community. It doesn't matter your race, color, religion, any of that stuff. Everyone comes together for one simple thing, and that's to ride, to talk about wheels, man. What gets better than that? Honestly, what gets better than that? People are out to, help each other out to get better, or if you have questions that need answered. And I think that was one of the coolest things about this whole electric unicycle community is the people. Each and every one of you. I'm serious, man. It's just freaking amazing. I'm serious. I keep saying that, but it is that everyone can come together on something so simple, an electric unicycle. Who would ever think of something like that? But it's fun being here. But I just think it's amazing, and I'm glad to be here. Okay, so and this is the last thing I want to talk about, the power of this electric unicycle community, right? How I learned how to ride. Again, it was Chooch Tech's video, and I'm actually going to put that video in the description below. That got me interested in getting an EUC. But how I learned how to ride, I never met this brother. Never met him. I used U-Stride's video. And so I'm going to thank you, U-Stride, thank you. That's the video that I used when I got my EUC. I went down to my garage. I put my cell phone up in my garage so I could see the video and hear him talking. And that's the video that I used to learn how to ride my EUC, that instructional video. And I'm going to put that down in the description as well. That's the power of this community. I never met him. I'm sitting there, I have the video playing, I get on my EUC, and boom, thing just flies off from under me. So all the stuff that I had up on, like one of my little shelves went flying, my phone goes flying, I'm laughing on the ground. I didn't have my camera because the lighting in it was bad, but it was just it was fun. It was fun. That's the power of the EUC community. I learned how to ride by watching UStride's instructional video. So again, it doesn't get any better than that. UStride, thank you so much, and all you guys, thank you. I'm telling you, man, it's a pleasure being here. That we can all come together for the common cause of riding, and everybody should be following and subbing to everybody. Seriously, grow this community, make it strong. So I'm gonna give you guys a wheel update, right? Those of you that have been following me, the wheel that I learned how to ride on was the M103, and the M103 is out of commission, right? It's out of commission. No fault of my own though. So I'm gonna try to flash up some pictures, and then I'm gonna explain it first, flash up some pictures, then I'm gonna flash up some pictures of my wheel to show you that it's in decent condition. It is so difficult to actually pinpoint the time when the second shim fell out. Hard to pinpoint. Right? So what happened was I was riding, I believe it happened on the second or third day. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it was the second or third day I was riding. I pretty much learned how to ride. I was up and going back and forth the first day. It took me about 4 hours, but I was up. I was going back and forth. It wasn't pretty, but I was able to balance myself on the wheel, and things were going pretty good. The second day, I felt a whole lot better. I mean, you can look at the videos. You can look at the videos and see. But one thing I had noticed, I believe it was the second or third day, I went to spin the wheel up. I picked it up, and it started spinning, and this little, it was like a 2-inch piece of metal bar came out of the wheel. So I'm thinking that piece of metal might have fell off somebody's car or bike or something. I didn't know what it was. So I checked I checked my EUC over. Nothing was wrong with it. I'm riding. Then the next day I was riding. It was weird. I heard a little vibration when I would start coming out of the EUC. So I wasn't sure. Again, I'm new. I didn't know what it was. And then when I would get up to speed, it would disappear. So go to the next day practicing, or it might have been later that day because everything's starting to run together. I'm riding, and I look down, and there's another one of those little bars. I'm like, what's going on? What is this? And I'm like, for some reason, I picked them up. I picked them up, and I rode for a little bit longer, and I went in and I started researching online, seeing if these things had fallen out of my EUC. So I was watching videos of people take these things apart, but I could not see what it was. I couldn't see what it was. So I believe I went out again later that day, start riding, and I noticed that the magnetic little button there that holds the wheel up, it was sagging down, and my pedal was sagging down. So I looked, and when I would put pressure on it, that thing was bowing out. And I picked the wheel up, I look at it, I could see there was a little crack by the screws. So I'm like, man, the screws must have come undone. That's what's wrong, the screws came undone. So I looked at some more videos on how to take it apart, and I took the wheel apart, right? And I'm looking at it, battery looked fine, all the cables, everything looked good. And then I went down to the actual wheel, right? And I was just like, man, my heart just dropped. The actual bolt that holds the wheel on, I could literally loosen it and tighten it with my fingers. That's why, I did some more research, and I found out those were shims. Those were shims that went in that bracket that holds the pedals. There's 2 metal shims that go on each side. Both of those had fell out. Now the problem happened on the other side of the wheel with the power cord that actually runs into the axle. But these are the shims that fell out. These are the shims that fell out right here. And this is the nut that I could actually loosen and tighten with my fingers. That's why they fell out. It wasn't tight enough from the factory. They're held in by the tightening of that nut on that axle. And that thing was so loose that they fell out. Now, one of them fell out the second day that I had the wheel. So it came from the factory that way. There's no way in the world that would happen from me just riding. You know, figure we're riding on one wheel. So those screws and nuts that hold that wheel on should be tight, and that thing was not tight at all. And I can't blame the store that I got it from. It's not their fault, you know. It came from the factory that way. And I was looking at some other videos, you know, talking about Godway and that how sometimes the wheels are good, but sometimes they don't have the proper QT checks, the quality checks on their products, and this one must have slipped up under the radar. So again, I'm going to flash a picture so you can see it, but the shims actually came out the bracket that attaches the pedals, and that's why it ended up dropping. And I was getting then the vibration got really bad, and then that's when I took and I looked that up. So I don't have a wheel right now. I took it apart. It took me a little bit, but I put the shims back in, and then when I put the wheel back together, the wheel wouldn't power up. So I looked at some more videos, and I think one of the videos said maybe there was damage to the cable, the power cable that runs into the wheel. There's some sensors or wires in there and magnets and things. Maybe that got damaged. I don't know. If anyone knows, please drop it in the comments. I know for me to take and pack that wheel up and ship it out to get it fixed, it's going to cost an arm and a leg. So I know there's a lot of riders. I'm from Jersey. There's a lot of riders in New York City that know way more about wheels than me. That if you guys could give me some advice how to fix the wheel, or maybe meet up and we could fix this wheel. I work in New York City. I mean, it would be highly appreciated if someone can give me some advice on how to fix this wheel. But I know for a fact that it came from the factory like that. There's no way that bolt would just loosen up like that, or that nut would loosen up like that. I'm the type of person, hey, crap happens. You know, you get a minor setback, you just find a way to fix it. I don't want to make this too long. So we're going to move on to the next thing on my little list here about my new wheel. I want the Sherman. I want the veteran Sherman, but I'm looking at the back orders on this thing. I don't want to have to wait until mid-August to get a wheel, or the end of August to get a wheel, and I don't want it to sit out 3 or 4 weeks without riding. So I was looking at some videos last night. Again, one of the comments in my videos, you say, get your wheel based on your needs and not your wants. And I was like, man, you know what? I want that Sherman. I'm definitely going to get it. I will definitely get it, even if I have to get it in 2021. But now that my M10-3 is out and I don't want to have to wait like 4 weeks to get a wheel delivered, I'm just going to buy a wheel that would best suit my needs, So I think I made my decision. I'll do an unboxing video after the wheel arrives, to let you guys see what I got. But I work in New York City, so I was thinking, what would be a good wheel for the city for me to commute, because I have to take the bus in or the train. Sometimes I might have to use the escalators and elevators and things like that, depending on what I'm doing. So I need something that I can weave in and out of people on. You know what I mean? If I have to take it up an escalator, a lot of times, if anyone knows the Lexington Street station, coming out of that thing, that thing doesn't work some of the time. So trying to climb all them stairs with a heavy, EUC could be trouble. So I definitely need something that's maybe a little more commuter friendly. If you have to take the bus or the train, it'd be great to have the Sherman if I lived in the city, because all I have to do is take it out of my apartment and boom, just start zooming up the block. But because I have to commute in from Jersey, I'm looking at something that's going to be, a little less cumbersome if I have to take it on a bus or take it on a train. All right. So, that's really about it. Again, thank you guys. Thank everybody for subbing to the channel, following me, making comments. I'm serious. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do, man. I'm having the time of my life. Of course, I have a little setback right now with my wheel. And that is it for today. So I'm probably going to go in there and order my wheel. And then when it comes, I'm going to let y'all know. Y'all going to be the first to know. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, man. I'm pumped up again for joining me. I'm Sensei. Hello. Good night. And remember, ride your wheel like you hate it. Ride it.